Hello everyone, ready to see what happens next in the story? Let's get to it then. Chapter 5, Dual Monsters History. It seems that these carvings confirm what I suspected all along, Yugi. You share a common bond with a 5,000-year-old pharaoh. Do you know what this means? Arthur asked Yugi. Yeah, that my life's more confusing than most kids, Yugi nodded. Perhaps I can shed more light on the subject. I've spent the later part of my career studying dual monsters. It started as more than a game. Egyptian sorcerers discovered a way to seal real monsters away from within stone tablets. It started more than a game. Egyptian sorcerers discovered a way to seal real monsters away from within stone tablets. They would pity other kings release these monsters to display their great power. As more monsters were collected, the sorcerer's powers grew stronger, until eventually this shadow magic spun out of control and threatened to destroy all life on Earth. But one man was able to face this madness and turn the darkness to light. The great pharaoh, whose power you carry around your neck, Arthur explained firmly, which was making Yugi feel a bit tense as he listened to the explanation. How does that explain what's happening now? Did these ancient monsters come back or something? He inquired. I'm afraid so. But there's another piece to this story you need to know. Ever heard of the lost city of Atlantis? I read a great book about it once. Thea stepped in with a smile on her face. So did I, Leia chimed in, as she also showed a smile. What? You nerds, both Joe and Tristan remarked, only to earn a death glare from Leia. Arthur just chuckled and explained about the Atlantis. In my latest expedition, I may have discovered that very city, an underwater world that existed long before ancient Egypt. But what really puzzled me were the carvings I saw on the walls. He then pulled out the pictures of the carvings and showed it to the gang. Take a look. Yugi took the pictures out of Professor Hawkins' hand and was shocked at what he saw. No way! Dual monsters? Precisely. So these monsters didn't originate 5,000 years ago in Egypt. They lived over 10,000 years ago in what I believe to be the legendary city of Atlantis. Atlantis was real? They inquired, which was making Leia completely amazed and interested in hearing that Atlantis was actually real. Do you know what this means? Your discovery could completely rewrite history, Solomon asked Arthur, obviously interested by now. There's still quite a bit I don't know, Arthur sighed. Yugi looked over the pictures, and he was amazed by what he just saw. Look at this! Looks like the monsters are attacking the city. If you look at the picture more closely, you'll notice that only some of the monsters are destroying the city, Arthur told Yugi firmly, which hit him in realization. Hey, you're right. So if only some of these monsters seem to be evil, does that mean that the other monsters are good? I haven't collected enough evidence to confirm that, but I believe there's a parallel world of monsters that exist alongside our world, and throughout history, certain humans have been able to release these monsters. Some of them had helped mankind, others have tried to destroy it. Tristan was obviously not impressed, and he ranted in a snarky tone. Give me a break, you naughty professor. Tristan! Leia snapped defensively, just before Rebecca suddenly kicked Tristan on the shin, making Leia wince at the sight. Just before Rebecca suddenly kicked Tristan on the shin, making Leia wince at the sight. The pain! Tristan exclaimed in pain as he hugged his shin. Good, 'cause that's my grandfather you're talking about. You got that punk? Anyone who messes with him messes with me. So keep your comments to yourself. Rebecca snapped at Tristan sharply. Won't happen again, Tristan promised nervously. Don't worry, I'm no stranger to ridicule. Besides, it's a bit of a far-fetched theory, Arthur reassured his granddaughter. But it's true, Rebecca protested, which made Arthur frown. Joey cleared his throat and said, I believe you, Professor. Heh, figures, Tristan scoffed. After all the weird stuff we've been through, I believe anything. Like the time I fought Merrick in that shadow game. All those monster attacks felt pretty real to me, Joe explained, before he glanced at Tristan and continued. And did you forget the times that both Mai and Bakura got blasted into the Shadow Realm? Let's face it, there's plenty of stuff out there that can't be explained. Like how there's a pharaoh living in my puzzle, Yugi added. Actually, our hypothesis suggests that the supernatural phenomenon you experience could actually find its roots in Atlantis, Rebecca corrected. Actually, our hypothesis suggests that the supernatural phenomenon you experience might actually find its roots in Atlantis, Rebecca corrected, which made the others surprised that she actually knew. Wow, those are some pretty big words, especially coming from such a little kid, Tristan remarked, which offended Rebecca that he called her a kid. A kid? I'm a college student, thank you very much. College student? The others all asked, obviously confused. My granddaughter is quite gifted, Arthur told the others, proud of his granddaughter. Oh, Grandpa, I'm just your average child genius. Genius, Genius, Rebecca stated proudly. No wonder you look more mature now, Leia commented, still obviously stunned. Very impressive, but can she spell obnoxious? Joey asked, obviously not impressed. I heard that, Rebecca snapped. Now, Rebecca, is that the behavior of a college student? Arthur chuckled at his granddaughter. Rebecca's face suddenly softened, and she replied sweetly, Sorry, Gramps. Go on. Now the point that I'm trying to make here is this. When Egyptian sorcerers conjured these monsters 5,000 years ago, the pharaoh was there to save mankind from destruction. Now it seems that pharaoh's been reborn in you, which could mean mankind needs his help again, Arthur continued with the explanation, which was making Yugi worried. Yeah, but I wouldn't even know where to begin, Professor. I mean, do we try and get all of these monsters to go back to their own world? Or should we focus on finding out what that weird motorcycle gang is up to? Fortunately, this is where my knowledge of the situation ends, Alfred replied firmly, before Yugi reached into his pocket and pulled out a green stone to show it to Alfred. Wait a sec, I may have a clue. Ever seen anything like this before? That's awesome, Rebecca said, admiring the beautiful stone. What have you got there, Yugi? Professor Hawkins asked, curious about the stone. Not sure. The guys we dueled against last night left it behind, Yugi answered, before Alfred took the stone out of Yugi's hand to examine it. Would you mind if I held on to this stone, Yugi? Alfred asked Yugi. No, of course not, Professor, Yugi answered reassuringly. I'd like to take it back to my lab. I have a feeling it may hold the answers to many of our questions, Alfred explained. Leia suddenly glanced at the stone tablet of the girl that had the river dragon above her, and she couldn't get over the fact that this girl was actually her. Something wrong, Leia? Thea asked her little sister. Leia snapped back to reality and she shook her head. I'm fine. It's just, I have a funny feeling that this girl in that stone tablet over there, it's me. The others were all confused at what Leia was saying, and so Leia said, think about it. The river dragon is above her, and she carries a staff like I do sometimes. So I just have a feeling that this girl could be me. Everyone was still a little confused until Yugi said, would all of you mind giving us some privacy? There's something I might want to explain to Leia. The others all nodded and they headed out of the museum. After that, Yugi transformed into Yami Yugi. Do you know anything about this girl, Yami? Leia asked Yami curiously. Yes, Leia. There's something you should know about her. Yami nodded, before he gestured for her to stand next to him. She did that stall and stared at the stone tablet for a few moments. If you're wondering if that girl is you, well, actually, she is, Yami told Leia firmly, which made her really shocked. Really? Yami nodded, before Leia asked, what was her name? What was she? And what was she doing? Yami smiled softly and answered the young girl's question warmly. Her name was Naya. She was the princess of Egypt, and she was very kind and helpful towards other people, but was very shy sometimes, especially when meeting new people. Wow! Leia breathed, obviously amazed to hear what Naya did 5,000 years ago. Then she thought about the pharaoh and the priest dueling in the main stone tablet and asked Yami, what did Naya think about your feud with the priest 5,000 years ago? Yami sighed as he closed his eyes and answered firmly. She didn't like it. She said that the feud between us had gone on long enough, and if either of us cared about her and the well-being of Egypt, then we had to stop the duel or she would never forgive us. Then he opened his eyes and continued. So she was like a peacekeeper who didn't like fights. Leia was stunned at that answer, and so she asked, so then I was actually destined to not have you and Kaiba fight with each other and just work together like a team? That's correct, Leia. Leia just stood there for a moment, obviously stunned to note that, as much as she didn't like Kaiba and Yami's rivalries towards each other in a duel, Naya also didn't like the view between the priest and the pharaoh 5,000 years ago, and she wanted them to work like a team. Meanwhile, everyone had all headed outside of the museum. Yugi was back in his normal self, and he and the others all stood in front of a car. "You kids be careful. I'm going to take Arthur and Rebecca to the airport," Solomon told the gang firmly. "Bye, Leia. Hope I see you again." Rebecca bade Leia goodbye as she gave her a hug. "Me too, Rebecca." Leia nodded with a smile as she hugged Rebecca back. Rebecca soon pulled away to face Leia and smirked. "By the way, would you let Jill and I be your bridesmaids at your future wedding?" Leia blushed some more, and it made Rebecca giggle as she got herself out of Leia's arms so she could hug Yugi from the side. "Goodbye, cutie." She bade Yugi goodbye before she gave him a kiss on the cheek, making him blush as she quickly ran inside the car. Leia just sent Rebecca a death glare, making Leia giggle a bit. "Ta-ta!" Rebecca bade everyone goodbye just before the door closed. "Good riddance," Tristan commented in relief. "Tristan, Rebecca's not too bad." Leia glared at Tristan defensively. Just when I thought things were getting back to normal, they went and got 10 times weirder. Yugi thought to himself with a sigh. "Yes, and this time the situation seems more treacherous than ever," Yami replied. "Please help me," came a young girl's voice, which startled both Yugi and Leia, and they looked around to see where the voice was coming from. "Hey, you right there, you? Leia?" Joey asked his friends, concerned from them. "Weird. Did you hear someone call for help?" Yugi asked the others, which confused them as they looked around. "I actually heard it too," Leia said, obviously petrified. "Huh, this place is a ghost town," Tristan remarked, which made Thea feel tense. "Don't say ghost." "Come on, it's been an exhausting day, guys. Let's go catch some cheese," Joey yawned, as he and Tristan began heading on their way. "Easy for you to say. After that story, it's gonna be a nightmare central for me," Thea sighed as she and Leia began following the guys. As the gang walked, Leia still couldn't get over the voice that was calling out for help. Chapter 6: Waking the Dragons. Leia was just in her room, and she appeared to be sitting on her bed and thinking about the stuff that Arthur was telling Yugi. She appeared to be wearing her regular clothes, which consisted of a light blue cardigan with long-sleeved white button-up blouse underneath, along with a dark blue skirt and long white socks. Just then her necklace that Mokuba gave to her was shiny, which surprised her as she heard the same female voice calling to her for help. "Leia, we need you!" Leia opened her eyes and discovered that she was in a labyrinth. "Help us!" The female voice begged Leia for help desperately. "I reckon someone needs us, but where are they?" Leia asked herself confusedly. "Please, where are you?" The female voice called out to Leia again. "There it is again!" Leia exclaimed. "Leia!" The female voice pleaded before Leia went to follow the voice. She opened the door, and when she did, she heard the female voice calling out to her for help again. "Whoever that is, they could be almost anywhere," Leia pondered to herself. "Can you hear me?" the female voice asked Leia. which was making Leia confused as she tried to think of something. All I have to do is follow the voice, she suggested, before she looked around to find the voice. She opened the door and called out of the voice. Hello? Anyone there? Hello? Anyone here? She opened the door and called out of the voice. Hello? Anyone here? She opened the next door, and when she didn't find the voice, she sighed in frustration. How am I supposed to find someone in this place? There's way too many doorways. Then she heard the voice of Karibo, and she looked to see where he was. And when she found him, she saw that Karibo was jumping up and down. It's Karibo! What is he doing here? She asked herself before Karibo turned around and jumped away. Maybe he's trying to lead me to whoever needs my help, Leia suggested to herself before she went to follow Karibo. Leia just kept following Karibo all the way until they spotted a door, and Karibo went through the keyhole. Leia stopped and thought to herself, this must be it. Then she touched the door handle, but before she could open it, she was nervous, so she warned herself. I gotta be careful though, and never know what's on the other side. Then she changed her brave face and opened the door all the way, and the room appeared to be all black and white. Whoa, I've never seen this one before. Leia breathed, obviously amazed. Then she sighed and said, the only thing to do in here is stay safe. Then she began walking to see where the female voice was at. Leia, are you in here? The female voice asked Leia, pleadingly. Leia was surprised and she looked around to see where the voice was coming from. Follow the sound of my voice, the voice instructed, before Leia quickly followed the female's voice. She then saw that there was nowhere to run, and before she could stop herself from running, she just fell in the dark and screamed so loud as she closed her eyes tight while covering her face. She then discovered that she was not falling too fast anymore, so she slowly moved her hands away from her face to see that she was now floating in the sky. Okay, this is weird. Where are we? She asked herself, getting a little freaked out by now. Then she spotted a castle and said, it appears to be some kind of kingdom, I guess. Then she heard a growl. Oh God, I'm not alone. She looked around to see where the growl was coming from, and she saw that it was coming from a black storm that had an eye on it, making her feel tense by now. Whatever that thing is, doesn't look too friendly. Then she saw that all of the door monsters were being sucked into the eye. Then all of a sudden, Leia was being brought into the castle. She flew around the castle and was pretty amazed by how the inside of the castle looked. Then she suddenly eyed the statues of 4 dragons made of crystal. Damn, those dragons are huge. I'm glad they're only statues, Leia exclaimed, obviously impressed and relieved that the dragons were only statues. Then her feet suddenly landed on the floor as she just kept staring at the dragons in awe. You're here, came the female voice, which caught Leia's attention, and she turned around to see that Dark Magician Go was behind her, and she appeared to be happy that Leia found her. I knew you'd find me. You're Dark Magician Go, Leia exclaimed, obviously surprised and excited that she was actually seeing and talking to her favorite duel master in person. Then she began asking the Dark Magician Go, tell me, Why were you calling me out for help? Leia, both of our worlds are in danger, and without your help, we will all cease to exist. Dark Magician Girl replied firmly, which made Leia shocked. But how? Then she realized something. Wait, so Professor Hawkins was right about what he said to Yugi. As long as mankind has walked the earth, the dominion of the beast has existed side by side with the human world. We have lived this way for thousands of years. Although our worlds are separate, we depend on one another in order to survive. But now, something is threatening that survival and it must be stopped. A getaway between us has opened, and now the great beast will swallow us all. It lives above the sky, feasting in the life force of monsters and humans as it did in the past. We need you. All of us need you. If this continues, we'll be gone forever. You're our only hope, Dark Magician Girl explained to Leia sadly. And even though Leia was a little conflicted, she exchanged a firm look and nodded. I'll help. But then she frowned and asked confusedly, But how? What am I supposed to do to stop this giant monster? Dark Magician Girl flew up on one of the dragon statues and explained, These 4 dragons once served as the protectors of my world. They defeated the great beast 10,000 years ago when it first appeared. But for this, they paid a price. Now they're frozen in time, unable to defend my dominion as they did so long ago. But how can I help? Leia asked before she flew up next to Dark Magician Girl. The legend states that 4 brave warriors will awaken these dragons when they're needed again. Leia, I believe that one of these warriors is you, and if I'm correct, you'll be able to remove that sword from the ice. Dark Magician Girl explained about the sword that was stuck on the ice. And what will happen if you're wrong? Leia inquired. I'm not wrong. I know that you, Naya, once helped the Pharaoh save Egypt from the Shadow Games, and I believe you can do the same for us with the Pharaoh. Leia was a bit nervous, but she revealed her brave face and slowly reached her hand to touch the sword. As soon as her hand touched the sword, she began trying her hardest to pull the sword with all of her strength. She struggled for a bit until she finally pulled the sword out of the ice, and the light began shining as she flew back while the sword fell all the way down. Okay, did it work or not? Leia asked herself confusedly before the ice began cracking. I guess so, Leia shrugged before the ice shattered and it appeared to be a dragon that Leia had never seen before in her life, which was the tail of Kronos. You've released Kronos. Now, according to the prophecy, you and Kronos will become linked together as soon as you call her name. Well, here goes. Kronos! Leia called out Kronos' name before it roared as the air came from her mouth. It worked. Now join forces, Dark Magician Girl instructed Leia before she nodded in agreement. Then she held out her hand so she could feel Kronos' powers. I can feel its power surging through me. She kept feeling the power until she felt pain and shouted out, I can't take much more. Then there was a bright light and it brought Leia back to her room. All she saw was that there was a rainbow aurora outside of the night sky. What's going on? She asked herself before she looked at the aurora intently. Then she saw that there were door monsters flying outside, so she put on her light brown shoes and quickly grabbed her staff and door desk as she ran out of her room and saw that Thea was also out of her room as well. She appeared to be wearing her white leather sweater with a purple shirt underneath. She wore a pink mini skirt along with light brown boots, and she also wore a purple bracelet on her left wrist. "Leia, I was just about to come get you out of the room," they exclaimed, surprised that Leia knew what was going on. "You know what's going on, Thea?" Leia asked her big sister. "Yeah, I saw that the door monsters seem to be trapped in that light," Thea answered, which made Leia shocked in realization. "Oh no, it's happening! We gotta go to the city to meet up with Yugi and the others." "I agree," Thea nodded in agreement before she and Leia headed out of the door so they can head out to the city to meet up with Yugi and the others. As soon as they arrived there, they saw that Joey and Tristan were there. Tristan appeared to be wearing his red and black leather jacket with a white shirt underneath, along with dark blue jeans and black shoes. The four just stood there waiting for Yugi for a moment until he finally showed up. "Yugi!" Joey exclaimed. "Things are getting worse, or at least they're getting weirder," they explained shakily. "Yeah, any idea what that is up there?" Joey inquired as he saw that there was a big blue crystal up in the sky. "I think I do," Yugi nodded. "So do I," Leia chimed in. "And it's not good," Yugi added tensely, as all of the door monsters were being sucked into the crystal. The crystal soon shattered, and it appeared to be the same eye that Leia saw when she met Kronos. "What's that?" Joey exclaimed. "I don't want to find out," Leia replied tensely. Then there came a sudden tornado from the eye, which was making Tristan tense. Guys?" Then he, Joey, and Thea all ran for their lives. Both Yugi and Leia just stood there looking at the tornado intently, which made the others shocked. "Yugi!" Joey exclaimed. "Leia, come on!" Thea also exclaimed, feeling concerned for her little sister. The tornado soon surrounded Yugi and Leia, and it made both Joey and Thea scared for them. "Yugi, no! Leia, get out of there!" Inside the tornado, both Yugi and Leia winced until their doorways suddenly shined, which made them both surprised. Then they both took out their cards, which appeared to be each of their dragons they got. "Is that dragon we released?" Yugi exclaimed. "Mine too!" Leia also exclaimed before she and Yugi began summoning their dragons. "Now I summon Timaeus," Yugi announced. "And I summon Kronos," Leia also announced before both of their dragons appeared, making the others surprised. "Look at the size of those things," Joey exclaimed. "Timaeus, protect us from that monster," Yugi commanded Timaeus before he did that stall. "Kronos, help him out," Leia commanded Kronos before she followed Timaeus. Before the eye monster would fire the tornado at the two dragons, they both breathed their fires, which sent the tornado back to the monster, and he was destroyed. With that, both Timaeus and Kronos headed back to Yugi and Leia's deck. "We did it!" Leia thought, obviously amazed. Then there was a light, and Dark Magician Girl appeared to be next to her and Yugi. We've only just begun," Dark Magician Girl told the pair before Yami appeared next to them. "The great beast is still weak, so he retreated for the moment. and for that my companions and I are truly grateful. Dark Magician Girl thanked the pair gratefully before she suddenly frowned. But many of us remain prisoners on the other side. What's next? Yugi inquired. The great beast will return again, and his power will grow. He must be stopped before he is fully restored, Dark Magician Girl answered firmly, before she suddenly disappeared. Time is running out, she concluded, just before she completely disappeared. After she disappeared, the aurora suddenly disappeared from the sky. Then both Yugi and Leia looked at their dragon cards for a moment. Seems like the Mayas is strong, but not strong enough, Yugi observed. Same with Kronos, Leia agreed observantly. We must release the other two dragons, Yami told the pair. Chapter 7. The Return of Pegasus. The next day, the gang just hung out at Yugi's house in his room. They all appeared to be watching the news about last night's chaos, and it appeared to be in some other countries besides Japan as well. Tristan was in his green sweater, with his long-sleeved white blouse underneath, and his black pants. Thea was in her pink jacket with her yellow tube top underneath, her red choker, her light pink shorts, and her black tie-high socks. Leia was in her lined knit maple long-sleeve dress, along with her long black socks and her black headband on the top of her head, and the crystal necklace still around her neck. I guess whatever happened here last night happened everywhere, Taya guessed. Joey picked up Yugi and Leia's dragon cards to examine them and said, yeah, but thanks to these cards, Yugi and Leia were able to keep that thing's supernatural bud till it comes back again, I guess. Tristan took the cards out of Joey's hands so he could take a closer look at them. I still don't know how a dual monsters card did all that. It doesn't seem like anything too special to me. Joey snatched the cards out of Tristan's hands and countered, yeah, to the untrained eye. Then Joey looked closer at the cards and observed, but any real duelist can tell that these cards are special. It's gonna be handled with care. Then he turned to Yugi and Leia and asked them with a smile on his face, isn't that right? Yeah, Yugi nodded as he and Leia took their dragon cards out of Joey's hand to examine them. There's no telling what else this thing can do, Leia sighed. Don't you think we should do something? Thea suddenly asked. Like what, Thea? I wouldn't even know where to begin to figure this out, Joey asked confusedly. Well, we could start with the monster signs, or that giant eye that tried to blast us. Then there's that motorcycle gang. You know, the one that steals people's souls, Tristan suggested. Hey you, Leia, let me have a look at those cards, Joey told the pair, before he took the cards out of their hands to examine them. Maybe if we can get these dragons to come out, he can give us a clue what's going on around here. He can give us a clue about what's going on around here, Joey suggested, before Tristan smacked Joey on the head really hard. Though it had to be handled with care, Mr. Expert, he snapped, before Joey glared at him and grabbed him by the collar of his shirt as he held up a fist. That's it, pal. You're going down for the count now. Can't you smell when I'm cooking? All I smell are your socks, Tristan snapped back as he and Joey had a fist fight. You guys knock it off right now, Leia snapped at the guys sharply, before the door suddenly opened, and it appeared to be Solomon opening the door with a smile on his face. "Excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt, kids." "Are we being too loud, Grandpa?" Yugi asked his grandfather innocently, while Joey and Tristan went back to their best behaviors, and both Thea and Leia giggled awkwardly. "No, I just wanted to give you this. It came in the mail," Solomon replied as he held up a box. "Who's it from?" Yugi asked curiously before he stood up to his feet. "I'm not sure. My eyesight's not what it used to be," Solomon shrugged before Yugi took the box out of his grandfather's hand. "Let's hope it's good news. We could use some," Tristan hoped. "Well?" Joey asked Yugi before Yugi suddenly exchanged a shocked expression. "Oh no!" At Yugi's exclamation, the others went behind him to see who the box was from. "What's the matter, Yugi?" Joey asked. "Let's see here. From the office of Maximilian Pegasus." "Let's see here. From the office of Maximilian Pegasus." Thea read the box before she and the others blinked for a moment, and then they jumped in surprise. Everyone all headed out of the room and opened the box, and it appeared to be a videotape, so they all looked at it for a moment, deciding whether they should play it or not. "This is just like the Duelist Kingdom all over again, guys. I say we toss that thing now," Tristan told the others shakily. "No, we gotta open it." Thea shook her head firmly. Joey gulped nervously and said, "I'm with Tristan on this. This is exactly how Pegasus stole Grandpa's soul." The others were all nervous at the horrible memory of when Pegasus took Solomon's soul, and Leia just balled her hand up into a fist as she remembered when Pegasus took Mokuba's soul, and she was left heartbroken in fear that he would never get his soul back. "Let's just tape over with some Saturday morning cartoons," Joey suggested nervously. "Like Tom and Jerry?" Leia asked, trying to cheer herself up. "What are you so worried about? It's not like he has the Millennium Eye anymore. Everything is cool," Leia reminded Joey, still a bit nervous. "Good point. Last time we saw him, he was a little less creepy," Tristan agreed with Thea. "I still think it's bad news," Joey sighed. Yugi suddenly picked up the videotape, which made the others shocked. "Hey, wait!" Joey cautioned. "Just trust me, Joey," Yugi reassured firmly. "Can't we phone on this on something? Please?" Joey begged nervously as Yugi placed the tape inside the player. The others were all nervous as the TV was turning on. "Everyone grab hold of something solid," Joey told the others as he hugged the couch. Tristan hid behind the couch, and both sisters were hugging each other. Yugi just stared at the TV intently. As soon as the TV turned on, there was Pegasus. "Greetings, Yugi boy. It's been so long. You never call, you never all right. After all we've been through together, you could at least send an email." Pegasus greeted Yugi from the TV. "Hey guys, we're still in the room, aren't we?" Joey asked the others nervously, before Thea nodded in reply, as she still held Leia close to her. "Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the past 2 days, I'm sure you're aware that dual monsters are suddenly running a block all around this world of ours. Luckily for me, Kaiba Boy's been taking most of the heat for this recent state of affairs. Of course, I know who's really behind this," Pegasus told Yugi firmly, which was making Joey confused. "I told you we should play this tape, guys. I must stop them. They're ruining the reputation of my game, and I'm afraid that's just not good for business. The only catch is it's too risky to leave you any information on this day. So that means you'll have to come see me in person, Pegasus continued, which made everyone shocked and confused. Say what? Joey exclaimed. It's the only way to ensure complete secrecy. And last but not least, I've enclosed a one-of-a-kind card. Just make sure you don't lose it, Pegasus explained flatly, which made Yugi's eyes widen. Fine, I won't, he replied, slightly annoyed. It's the only way to enter my compound. Guard it with your life. They mustn't take it, Pegasus concluded before the TV went off. There's no way we could trust that guy, Joey protested. Yugi? Taya asked Yugi nervously before he turned around to face the gang firmly. All right, guys, I'm going. You sure? Joey asked, obviously shocked and confused. Yes, Yugi nodded. Then I'll be right there by your side, pal. So let's go do this, Joey declared confidently. You mean that, Joey? Yugi asked Joey, his face brightening. Hey, consider my bags already packed. Well then, count me in, Taya chimed in. Me too, Tristan chimed in as well. Me free, Leia also chimed in as she hopped up and down cutely. He's fine as their first class, right? Tristan suddenly asked. Thanks, guys, Yugi feigned again, ignoring Tristan's question. What are friends for? They're for helping each other fight bad guys who want to take over the world, right? Joey stated confidently, which surprised Yugi. Well, I guess that's one way to put it, he shrugged. Then why are we standing here? Let's go see Pegasus, Taya declared. Yeah, Leia agreed. Back at home, Leia was in her room packing her stuff inside her green luggage. She appeared to be wearing a light aqua tank top along with her blue denim shorts. She also appeared to have her hair down and was barefoot. Let's see, I've got 1 pair of brown shoes, 4 t-shirts, and 2 pairs of shorts, Leia examined as she put her stuff inside her luggage. Then she sighed and said, Taya and I need to go shopping one of these days. With that said, she placed her staff and dual desk along with her deck inside her luggage. Then she suddenly glanced at the box that held her songs that she wrote. She knew that some of the songs that she wrote were mostly about Mokuba, so she decided to take the box that held her lyrics inside so they can remind her of Mokuba while she's gone. Chapter 8. Coming to America. The next day, the gang had all just arrived at the airport. Tristan was in a brown leather jacket with a white shirt underneath, along with his green pants and black shoes. Taya was in a white jacket over a red tan top, a pleated yellow skirt, and tan boots. Leia was wearing a black jumper with a long-sleeved white shirt underneath, along with her long white socks and black Mary Jane shoes. She was also in her usual pigtails and still wore her special necklace around her neck. See you soon, Grandpa, Yugi bid his grandfather goodbye. Take care, and don't forget to keep your seats up right during takeoff, and don't fill up on peanuts, Solomon reminded his grandson, who just nodded. Sure. Then he turned to Walt and said, Bye, Grandpa. Well, we're off. Leia announced. Thanks for the ride, Joey thanked Solomon as he and the others began following Yugi. You kids be careful now, Solomon bid the gang goodbye. As the gang all walked on their way to the room to wait for the plane, Tia suddenly asked her little sister, Leia, have you let Mokuba and Jill know that we're going away for a while? Leia nodded and answered with a smile. I did. They approved it and wished me luck. Tia smiled, and with that, the gang had just arrived in front of the window, and they all saw the plane they were going to ride on. Hey, there it is! Tia exclaimed. Whoa, this is awesome! A private jet! Tristan exclaimed amazingly. It's all right. I plan to have a whole fleet of these things someday, Joey remarked before he faced the side and shrugged. Joey has a nice ring. So why do you think Pegasus decided to fly you out to meet with him? Tia suddenly asked Yugi. Well, I'm not sure, but he may need someone to help him duel against whoever is causing this mess, Yugi answered observantly. Then good thing I'm here, Joey declared confidently. Me too, Leia chimed in with the same level of confidence. It's one of you kids, Yugi, a man's voice suddenly asked again, before Yugi stepped forward to face the three men who were wearing suits and sunglasses. Well, sir, I am. Then if you and your friends will follow us, we can get the show on the road, the man instructed, before he turned to face the other two men. You two make yourselves useful and carry their luggages to the plane. Yes, sir, the two men agreed before they carried the gang's luggages to the plane. Inside the plane, everyone was all amazed at the inside. Look at this place. I feel like a total rock star, Tia exclaimed amazingly. So do I, Leia agreed as her eyes were sparkling. I bet they serve some fancy food too, Tristan bet, before Joey began sitting on one of the chairs in excitement. Oh yeah, I'm talking extra leg room, folks. Why don't you have a seat, Yugi? Yugi was a bit shy at first, but he considered and said, Sure. Then he and the others sat down on their seats, and with that the plane began taking off. Joey was just pumped up. All right, let's see how fast this baby can go. Then the plane began flying up in the air, and it made Leia giggle. Even though she's not really a fan of fast rides, riding an airplane was obviously the exception. Your lunch is served, a waitress announced to the gang as she served them food. I'll take 2. No, 3, Joey requested, and when the waitress left, the gang all began to chew down. Meanwhile, it was nighttime, and the gang were all asleep. Leia was asleep in her big sister's arms, and she appeared to be sleeping peacefully. Dream. Leia had just woken up, only to discover that she was no longer in the plane, but she was near the lake and was being held in somebody's arms. She looked up to see that it was Mokuba holding her close to him, and that made her face go really red. Mokuba? She managed, which made Mokuba's eyes widen, and he quickly faced her as he smiled softly. Leia, you're awake. What are you doing here? Leia asked confusedly. You wanted us to hang out by the lake, Leia, remember? Mokuba reminded as he raised his eyebrow in confusion. Leia was still a bit lost, but she smiled softly and leaned her head close to his chest as she sighed contentedly and closed her eyes. I don't quite remember, but I do wish we can stay like this forever. Mokuba giggled a little and hugged her very tightly, which Leia returned as she could suddenly feel his heart beating steadily. All Leia could think right now was, I love Mokuba so much. There, I said it. I love him more than anything. End of dream. The next morning, Leia just woke up and she appeared to be sighing as she sat up. I miss Mokuba. Hopefully this trip won't be too long, she thought, before she glanced at the window and saw that they had just arrived in America. The others all woke up and they were all amazed at the sight. Well, this is it, guys, Yugi announced just before the plane landed. After that, the gang all got out of the plane and went through the airport so they can arrive outside. Pegasus, here we come, Joey announced excitedly. Looks like the easy part's over, Yugi, Taya commented before Yugi nodded in agreement. Step inside, we don't have a minute to spare, the man suddenly announced as he motioned the gang inside the car. All right, the glitz and glamour continues, Joey shouted excitedly before Taya suddenly spotted an unfamiliar-looking bag. Hey, I never saw that bag before. Did any of you guys pack this one? Nope, it's not mine, Tristan shook his head. Mine's the white one, Yugi chimed in. And mine's the green one, Leia chimed in as well. Never saw it. We probably grabbed someone else's bag by mistake, Joey observed. Is that right? Well, I'll just toss it in the lost and found then, the man shrugged as he rolled the luggage carrier that held the brown bag inside the airport. With that, the gang all went inside the car. Won't be long now, Yugi announced as the car started driving. The car just kept riding until the gang had just discovered that they had just arrived in San Francisco. This place looks nothing like back home, Joey remarked. Of course not. This is San Francisco, dude, home of the Golden Gate Bridge, not to mention all the seafood you can eat, Tristan declared excitedly. This isn't a vacation. We're here to see Pegasus, Thea reminded, while Leia was looking at the city with a soft smile on her face. Even though this is not a vacation, I'm glad we're here. I've always wanted to come to America, especially San Francisco. It looks really beautiful to see it with my own eyes. You gotta love these steep roads, Tristan suddenly spoke up as they reached the steep roads. Hey, check it out. That's the Golden Gate Bridge, right? Joe exclaimed as he suddenly spotted the Golden Gate Bridge. This caught Leia's attention, so she went to look at the window to see the beautiful bridge. The one and only, Tristan stated proudly. So pretty, Leia thought, happy to actually see the bridge with her own eyes. It doesn't look gold to me, Joe remarked, which made Leia roll her eyes. They call it gold because it's a well-established place named Joey, and the reason why it's red is because it was painted an orange vermilion dubbed International Orange prior to its opening in 1947, because the color stands out against the spectacular backdrop of sea, land, and seasonal fog. Joey chuckled awkwardly at Leia's explanation. Right, I kind of figured that. Then he turned to Yugi and asked him, You taking all this in New York? Yugi snapped out of his daydream and asked Joey, What you say? What you say? Hello, Earth to Yugi, Tia called Yugi's attention. Sorry guys, I can't stop thinking about everything we found out this week. Yugi apologized with a sigh, which Tia did the same thing as she understood what he was saying. It's not every day that a magic getaway opens up between our world and the world where monsters live. And on top of that, some kind of giant super monster is trying to destroy both worlds, Yugi explained worriedly before he pulled out his dragon card. And the only protection we have against it is this card and Leia's Chronos card. But even that doesn't seem to be enough, because that mega monster is still out there somewhere. He then looked out the window and sighed. I just don't know where. We gotta get to the bottom of this before it strikes again. Leia took out her Chronos card to look at it for a moment, and all she could think as she sighed was, "Please help us, Chronos. You're our only hope along with Yugi's Timaeus and the other two dragons." The car just kept riding all the way until they had just reached the road. "Punch buggy green, no backseats." "Punch buggy green, no backseats," Tristan suddenly announced as he went to lie down. "Ow! Ow! There's not a guy around for miles," Thea hissed. "Oops, my bad," Tristan apologized sarcastically, only to earn an aggressive nudge from Leia. "Ow, Leia!" Tristan exclaimed as he winced. Leia huffed and said, "Let that be a lesson for teasing my sister." Joey obviously noticed that Yugi was spacing out as he looked out the window. "Hey, you alright, Yugi just sighed and replied with, "Well, I've been better. How about you?" "Well, I've been worse," Joey shrugged. "Aren't you guys worried about what Pegasus said on that videotape yesterday? Someone's following him, and I have a feeling it's the same biker gang that stole the Egyptian god cards from my grandpa's shop," Yuki explained worriedly. "Me too," Joey agreed. "If they found him, we could be walking into a trap," Tia said worriedly. "Well, let's just hope they haven't found him," Tia hoped nervously. "Are we there yet?" Joey suddenly asked impatiently before the car suddenly stopped, and it surprised everyone. "Hey, why'd we stop, man?" Tristan asked confusedly. "Hey, wait, where do you think you're going?" Joey asked the driver, before he and the others suddenly glanced at the run-down gas station. "That's weird. Why did we stop at some run-down gas station?" "That's weird. Why did we stop at some run-down gas station?" Thea asked confusedly. "I don't like the looks of this," Tristan remarked, while both Yugi and Leia had worried looks on their faces. Chapter 9. An Unexpected Enemy. 20 minutes later, the gang were still inside the car. "Okay, this is getting ridiculous. It's been like 20 minutes, Tina exclaimed, slightly frustrated before she went to look out the window. "What's taking the driver so long?" "Yeah, it's not like we have all day," Tristan agreed. "I guess we should go check on the guy," Joey suggested, before he and the others all headed out of the car to walk towards the gas station. "Hello?" Thea called out. "Looks like business isn't exactly booming," Tristan remarked before a noise was suddenly heard. "That's weird. There's nobody here," Joey commented before Tristan went to go look inside the men's bathroom. "Be careful, Tristan. This doesn't look like the safest place to be," Thea warned Tristan. "She's right, you know," Leia agreed with her sister. "He's not in the little boy's room," Tristan announced as he got out of the bathroom. "Then where did he go?" Leia asked wildly. "Hold on," Joey suddenly announced, which got the others' attentions, and they turned to see that Joey was listening to something intently from the wall. What's up, Joey?" Yugi asked. "Yeah, what are you listening to?" Leia chimed in. "That," You guys hear that noise? Joey answered, as he heard a noise from the wall. The others were shocked, and they tried their best intently to listen to the noise. You're crazy. All I hear is my stomach growling, Tristan snarked. Hold on, Joey's right. Yugi agreed with Joey before he realized that something bad was going on. Listen! Then he and the others ran away from the noise as they knew that the noise was getting closer. They're getting closer, Yugi warned. Whoever it is, we're gonna flag him down, Tristan suggested as he and the others stopped running and stood in the middle of the street. Well, let's just hope the natives are friendly. Let's just hope the natives are friendly, Thea hoped nervously, just as Leia readied her staff. All of a sudden, there came the motorcycle gang. Guys, I got a feeling they're not here to rescue us, Tristan remarked tensely, just before the motorcycle gang stopped in front of the gang. You kids shouldn't be running around these parts, one of the motorcycle gang scolded at the 5 kids. Yeah, you never know who might drive by, the other guy chimed in. Hey, you guys got a problem? Joey sneered at the motorcycle gang. Gas stations closed, so just move on, Tristan chimed in as he also sneered at the motorcycle gang. Just then, Yugi suddenly transformed into Yummy Yugi. What do you guys want anyway? Thea demanded shakily. Didn't I tell you to get lost? Tristan snapped impatiently. I don't believe they're taking your advice, Yummy told Tristan firmly, which made Leia feel really tense. I guess the spiky-haired kid's the smart one of the motorcycle gang guessed just before Leia sent him a glare. What now? Tristan asked, slightly annoyed. Hey, I just had a great idea, guys, Joey suddenly announced before he began running. Run! He commanded as the others all followed after him. The motorcycle gang chased after the 5 kids and surrounded them. The 5 kids were all tense as they knew that they had nowhere to go. What shall we do? They asked tensely. Whatever we have to, Tristan replied firmly as he got ready to fight the motorcycle gang. Ready to dance? The motorcycle gang declared as he picked up a pipe. The other guys also picked up pipes as well as they all chuckled. Well, I guess they're not fighting fair, Joey guessed nastily. Good guess, kid, one of the guys scoffed before Leia suddenly stepped in to face the guys furiously. The others were all shocked at Leia's bravery. You wanna dance? Then come at me, bro. I'm the one who has the staff here, Leia dared, which only made the guy laugh. All right, little girl, you're on. Then he faced the other guys and announced, Let's rock and roll, boys. Then the motorcycle gang all began riding their motorcycles. The others felt worried for Leia, while Leia was just standing there intently, ready to take the first try from the motorcycle gang. Suddenly, one guy came towards Leia, ready to strike her, which was making the others worry for her. But luckily, Leia blocked the guy's head, and just before he would even make the next move, he suddenly fell to the side. What just happened? Another one of the motorcycle gang inquired. Don't look at me, the other guy shrugged before he and the other guys all looked around to see what made the guy fall. Wait a sec, who's that? Another one of the guys exclaimed as they saw another person riding a red motorcycle. It appeared to be a woman in a red helmet, wearing a sleeveless dark purple vest and a black tank top with long fingerless gloves. She also wore a dark purple short with long black boots. As the woman rode her motorcycle, she threw her cards at all the motorcycle gang, and they all fell off their motorcycles. "What's going on?" Taya asked before Tristan grabbed her wrist. Before Tristan grabbed her wrist and began running. "Let's ask questions later," he answered flatly, as the others except Joey all followed after Tristan and Taya all the way to the car. As soon as the gang went inside the car, Taya saw that the gas station was now on fire, and so she called out to Joey urgently, "Hurry up, get in!" Joey quickly ran towards the car and quickly got inside it before he closed the door. "Hang on," Tristan announced as he started the car. As soon as he did, the gas station exploded, and it shocked the gang as Tristan kept driving. "So, wait, who just saved us?" Taya suddenly asked. "My dad. I saw her," Joey answered coolly, which made both Taya and Leia confused. "You serious?" Tristan asked, also a bit confused. "My?" Yumi also asked. The car just kept riding all the way until all of a sudden the car had just run out of gas. The gang all got out of the car and took out their luggages as they began walking on the street. "So the car overheated. Sue me," Tristan exclaimed, frustrated. "Do us a favor. From now on, let a pro do the driving, huh? That way we won't get left high in a dry desert next time," Joey snapped at Tristan. "Hey, if you hadn't taken your sweet time getting in, I wouldn't have to drive so fast, and the car would have been fine," Tristan argued, which only made Joey really furious. "Oh, so it's my fault we're walking?" he demanded. "I'm glad you agree, Wheeler," Tristan snapped back, which annoyed both Taya and Leia, and so they shouted out together, "Stop! Stop!" But Joey and Tristan didn't listen to either of the sisters. "Taya and Leia are right, you two. This is not the time to be fighting one another." Yumi agreed with the sisters. "Exactly. What we need now is a plan," Taya clarified, as Leia looked at both Joey and Tristan pleadingly. "Agreed. The first thing we need to do is locate Pegasus," Yami stated before Taya moved closer to him worriedly. "Yugi, seems like whoever's after Pegasus knows we're here, and I bet they got to him first, so we have to be really careful," she warned. "Yeah, good call," Tristan agreed with Taya. "Now phase 2. How do we get there without a car?" Yami asked before a screech was suddenly heard. "What's that?" both Taya and Leia exclaimed. "Hope it's not more bikers," Joey hoped tensely before the car suddenly showed up. The guys all went to hide behind a rock while both Taya and Leia were just standing there holding up both of their thumbs up and smiling at the driver. They also gave the driver cute winks, which turned him on as hearts appeared in his eyes, and so he quickly stopped the car. "Hi," the driver greeted the sisters, a bit nervous and excited at the same time. "Hello," Joey greeted the driver, as he and the other guys all unhid themselves from the rock while laughing a bit. Then the gang all put their luggages in the trunk of the car, and they all got in and hung out there before the driver started driving the car. "Thanks, Tristan. This is much better than the limo," Joey asked at Tristan. "No one thinks you're funny, Joey," Tristan sighed, while both Taya and Leia were smiling softly. "It's good to be on the road again," Taya thought, before she suddenly frowned as she remembered the person who saved them from the motorcycle gang. but I'm still confused about what happened before. I've got a question. You said Mai helped us out back there, but how do you know it was her? Thea suddenly asked Joey. That's easy, Thea. Her card. She was carrying Harpy Lady. It's my trademark. Plus, I got a glimpse of her to her helmet. I knew we'd run into her someday. And do you see how she took care of those biker creeps? Joey answered coolly. That was awesome, Tristan exclaimed. Yeah, it makes me glad she's on our side. Thea agreed. Leia smiled softly, but she frowned and thought, true, but something's bugging me. Why didn't she stick around? The car just kept driving until they had finally arrived at Industrial Illusions headquarters. Hello, Pegasus. Hello, Pegasus? Tristan called out to Pegasus, but there was no answer. This place is completely empty, Tristan remarked. Well, maybe it's like some kind of holiday or something, Joey suggested. Then why were the front doors left wide open? It's just weird, Thea asked, a bit weirded out by now. I've got a bad feeling about this, Leia thought, as she nervously bit her lip. Thea suddenly walked over to her phone and she began trying to call someone, but the phones weren't working. Hey, you guys, the phones aren't working, Thea told the others just before the gate suddenly began blocking all of the doors. Oh no, we're trapped, Joey exclaimed before he and the others tried to find a way to get out. These things won't budge, Joey shouted, frustrated. We've been tricked, Thea exclaimed as she struggled. Oh man, not again, Tristan exclaimed as he also struggled in frustration. How the hell are we gonna get out of there? Leia asked as she also struggled. Stay calm, Yami eased as he also struggled. Just then an engine was suddenly heard and the gang all turned to see where the noise was coming from. Sounds like we're not alone, Joey remarked before the motorcycle got out of the edge, which shocked the others. As soon as the motorcycle landed, it appeared to be the same person who saved the gang. Mai, is that you? Joey asked before Mai suddenly removed her helmet, and it really was her. Mai, Tristan exclaimed. It's you! Leia also exclaimed. So glad you're here, Leia smiled. Hate to say I told you so, but I did. As for you, what brings you to San Francisco, Mai? The trolleys? Joey asked Mai coolly, which only made her scoff as she glared at him. Guess not, Joey sighed before Mai got out of her motorcycle to face the gang firmly. Don't we get a high? What's with the silent treatment, Mai? Joey asked Mai confusedly. I'm not Mai, at least not the Mai you knew, Mai answered firmly, which confused Joey. You heard me, Mai snapped before she pulled out her card. You heard me, Mai snapped before she pulled out her card. All right, gang, say hello to Pegasus, she announced stunningly as she showed the card and Pegasus was inside. What? Yami exclaimed in disbelief. Whoa, is that really him? Tristan asked, not believing his eyes. Question, did you do that to him? Thea asked nervously. Look, you better start talking, Leia suddenly snapped at Mai. Or else what? Came Van's voice all of a sudden, which startled Leia. What's the matter, Leia? Did your little reunion with Mai not go as well as you'd expected to? Van turned Leia before he suddenly eyed Mai. And you, Why are you keeping these guys all for yourself, Mai? Why don't you show some manners and share the fun with us? Mind your own business, you lakey. These jigs are mine, so deal with it. Mai snapped back. Jigs? But we're your friends, Jigs? But we're your friends, Mai. Leah exclaimed in disbelief before she remembered the time when she and Mai started becoming friends. Flashback. Hey, Mai, Leah called out before Mai faced her, curiosity filling her face. Oh, hey, Leah. What's up? Nothing, just that you changed since the last time I saw you. Mai smiled and said, You too, even though you're still the same cutie as you were the last time I saw you. Leah slightly blushed, and she moved her eyes from side to side, while saying shyly, Well, thank you, I guess. You're welcome. End of flashback. Please, Mai, tell me this is all a joke. You're on our side, remember? Leah reminded Mai pleadingly. Great, Mai totally sold us out, Kristen exclaimed in disbelief. No, Mai will never do that, Thea protested. She's right, Joey agreed with Thea before she turned to face Mai with a pleadingly look on her face. Tell my sister, you're still our friend, right? Time to explain yourself, Yami told Mai firmly. I was never a part of your little play group, and now I'm gonna break you apart one by one, Mai replied coolly before she readied her chaos door desk. And Leia, I'm starting with you. Leia was conflicted for a moment, but she agreed and readied her door desk as she replied firmly, Fine! With that, Mai took out her card and grinned as she looked at it for a moment. And to think I was once pathetic enough to call you my friend, but now I know the truth. You were holding me back by achieving true power. So say hello to my real friend, the Seal of Orichalcos, Mai announced stunningly before she drew her Orichalcos card. This card's done more for me than you losers ever put, Mai stated before the Seal of Orichalcos began appearing on the field. No, not this, Yami exclaimed before Leia flew back while crying out in pain. Then she realized that she was trapped inside the seal while the others were outside. Mai just laughed at Leia's reaction. If you're scared now, just wait till you lose. Wake up, Mai. This thing's nothing but bad news. It's messing up your head big time. Don't you remember everything we've been through together? Just ditch that freaky card and things can be the way they used to be. Leia pleaded to Mai desperately, but she didn't listen because she was being consumed by darkness. Mai? Leia tried to get Mai's attention before Mai suddenly laughed and the orichalcos appeared on her forehead. Leia gasped at the sight. It's exactly as I feared. The orichalcos controls Mai. This duel must end, Yami commented firmly. Otherwise, she's gonna do the same thing to Leia that she did to Pegasus, Leia cried, feeling horrified for her little sister. No, she won't, Joey growled. No, she won't, Joey growled. Yeah, 'cause Leia will win, Tristan agreed with Joey firmly. Mai, let's talk. There's gonna be another way to settle this. Leia tried to talk sense into Mai. Sorry, Han. I play Harpy Lady, Mai scoffed before her Harpy Lady appeared on the field. As long as my magic card is in play, every one of my monsters falls under its control, giving them 500 extra attack points, Mai explained tauntingly. Come on, Mai. Someone's gonna get hurt, Leia pleaded, Yeah, that's the point. Whoever loses the duel loses their soul, Maya agreed coolly, which made Leia feel tense, and she felt tears forming in her eyes. No, I can't. I won't. Look, Mai, she started before she yelled with such fury. We're not gonna lose you again. We gotta stop this duel now! Chapter 10 Leia Gardner versus Mai Valentine, Part 1. What are you waiting for, Leia? Mai asked impatiently, and Leia just glared at Mai. I'm waiting for you to come to your senses. Mai's lost it. How can she side with the enemy? Joey asked. It's all because of that Orichalcos thing, Taya sighed. Now one of them will lose their soul, Yami spoke firmly, which made Taya shocked. No, you can't do this. Don't you see you're letting that magic car control you, Mai? You're putting your own life in danger, she pleaded to Mai desperately. They can't go through with this. We've got to do something, Yugi told Yami pleadingly. But the puzzle is powerless against that seal. But the puzzle is powerless against that seal, Yami sighed as he looked at his millennium puzzle. Hey, Pharaoh, quit mumbling to yourself down there, will ya? In case you didn't realize this last time, nothing can break the seal of Orichalcos. Once it appears, it doesn't disappear until a soul's been captured, Valentine Yami. And don't think you and Weller are off the hook, Pharaoh. As soon as Mai takes your little friend Leia's soul, we'll be taking you and Weller's souls, Raphael also told Yami. Get back in your cage, gorilla boy, Mai snapped at Raphael before she turned to face Leia. When I'm done with Leia, Yugi and Weller belong to me. But why? Yami demanded. Yeah, why? Joey chimed in. She's nuts, Leia replied to the guy sighing. When are you gonna make your move, little princess? This year will be nice, Mai asked Leia, both tauntingly and impatiently at the same time. What did I say? I'm not gonna duel against you, Mai. Leia snapped back. Afraid you're not good enough? Afraid you're gonna lose because you've never dueled before? I should have known you'd back down, Mai scoffed, which made Leia sigh, and she thought about when Kaiba and Yami trained her to be a great duelist like herself. Actually, I'm afraid I'm gonna win, because if I do, you're gonna pay for it by giving up your soul. I have no soul, Mai stated firmly, which made Leia and the others shocked at what Mai said. You hear that? They exclaimed. I told you the Mai you knew is gone. I traded in her soul for power. The old Mai was too lonely and pathetic. The girl was just holding me back, Mai explained softly before she spoke out loud. So I did what I had to. I sent her packing. Now my weak side's gone for good. Well, I happen to have liked the old Mai, and I'm gonna get her back. Leia snapped back. I'd like to see you try, Mai taunted before Leia aggressively readied her dual disc and placed her deck inside. Leia's gonna go through with this? Tristan asked, obviously stunned. Joey also looked stunned as Tristan. Be careful, Leia, Thea warned her little sister. Let's do this. My move. I'll start by summoning Athena in defense mode, Leia announced as she drew her card and Athena appeared on the field. I need to figure out a strategy. Leia thought to herself intently as she clenched her teeth. Pretty lame move. Now watch. Here's how you play the game, Mai remarked tellingly as she drew her card. I summoned Harpy Lady in attack mode. Then Harpy Lady appeared on the field as Mai said. That makes 2, and thanks to the seal of Orichalcos, she gets 500 more points. Then Harpy's attack points went up to 18,000. Harpy Lady, attack! Harpy Lady, attack now! Mai commanded Harpy Lady before she went to attack Leia's antenna, and she shattered to pieces. Next, my second Harpy Lady will attack your life points, Mai added, before the second Harpy Lady slashed the hell out of Leia, which caused her to scream painfully, and her life points went down to 22,000. Leia, no! They exclaimed, feeling scared for her little sister. I can't watch, not if Leia's gonna lose this duel on purpose so she can save Mai, Tristan sighed as he refrained himself from looking at the duel. Is that true? Will Leia really through the duel? But if she does that, she'll lose her own soul, Yugi asked Yami worriedly. Yes, I know, but this wouldn't be the first time that Leia risked her life to save her friends in a duel, Yami replied firmly, before he and Yugi remembered the time when Leia dueled against Noah so she could save Kaiba and Mokuba from remaining statues forever. Last time we stepped in and saved her when she felt like she was going to give up, Yami reminded. Yeah, but this time the force we're up against is too strong. We can't stop it, Yugi replied tensely. Don't give up yet, Yugi. We may have something that's capable of defeating this evil power. I'm just not sure how we can use it to save Leia. Yami told Yugi reassuringly. What is it? Yugi inquired. The Eye of Timaeus, Yami answered simply as he took out his dragon card and looked at it intently. He also hoped that Leia will be able to use her Tale of Kronos card soon. Your move, Mai, Leia announced to Mai firmly. I knew you'd be easy to beat, but I didn't think you'd be this easy. Now let's see how you deal with my face-down card. My guess is you'll run away screaming. Mai taunted Leia as she summoned her face-down card on the field. Leia just glared right at Mai. My harpies are waiting, Leia. Let's go, Mai told Leia impatiently, while Leia was just standing there and thinking to herself. What am I supposed to do? If I fight my hardest and win, we'll lose Mai forever. But if I let her win, I lose myself forever. Valen suddenly laughed as he noticed Nia's look on her face. Hey, I guess I missed the joke, Nia snapped at him while he was left snickering at her cuteness. Leia was just pissed and she held up a fist as she glared daggers at Valen. Wise guy. Hey, I guess I missed the joke, Leia snapped at him while he was left snickering at her cuteness. Leia was just pissed and she held up a fist as she glared daggers at Valen. Wise guy. Then she eyed Mai and thought, I still can't believe Mai chose those facts over us. I don't know what they did, but I'm gonna undo it. Just make your move. I'm bored, and so are my harpies, Mai sighed impatiently. Well, here goes. Leia rolled her eyes before she drew her card. Stand back. She then discovered that she drew the scapegoat card. This should buy me some time. Then she spoke out loud and announced, I'll start by summoning Rocket Warrior in defense mode. Then Rocket Warrior appeared on the field, and after that she placed her scapegoat card face down and added, Then I'll throw in a little face down action and end my turn. Back to you. Looks like your little friend's afraid to attack my... Oh well, time to finish her off, Lennon told Mai mockingly. Don't be a backseat duelist. I can handle this by myself, Mai snapped back. Fine, have it your way, Lennon shrugged mockingly before Mai turned around to face Leia boldly. Now where was I? All right, I was about to win. As long as you're with them, you can't win. But don't worry, I'm gonna find a way to save us both. Leah shot back. And you call me crazy? And now, my Harpy lady, attack her rocket warrior. And now, my Harpy lady, attack her rocket warrior. Mai commanded Harpy lady before she slashed Leia's rocket warrior and he shattered to pieces. Now for Harpy lady number 2, attack her life points. Mai commanded her second Harpy lady before she went to slash Leia. Look out! Kristen shouted out to Leia. Leia will lose the duel, Leia cried. And her soul, Yami added, while Joey was left trembling and clenching his teeth. Not with this face-down car, scapegoat, Leia suddenly announced as her scapegoat car lifted up and the scapegoat came out of the car. Nice try, but you won't be touching my life points right now, Leia taunted Mai coolly, which made Mai frown. I'm gonna have to disagree. I have a face-down car too, Nightmare Tree Mirror. Then Nightmare Tree Mirror appeared on the field and it shocked Leia. What? She exclaimed in disbelief. You heard me, I replied firmly. I've never seen that car before, Yami exclaimed in disbelief. My mirror will transform the reflection of your scapegoats into more Harpy ladies for me, and since you have 4 scapegoats, I gain 4 more Harpies, Mai exclaimed about her mirror tauntingly. Oh God, Leia sighed. No, this is bad, they exclaimed worriedly. Now Mai will have enough monsters to destroy Leia's scapegoats and her life points. Yami sighed just before the scapegoats disappeared in the mirror and there appeared to be 4 Harpy ladies coming out of the mirror. Wait just a second. Mai can't have 6 monsters in play, Joey protested. Remember, Joey, thanks to the seal of Orichalcos, Mai is allowed to have up to 10 monsters on the field at once, Yami reminded calmly. Ugh, stupid magic thing, Joey ranted, just as one of Mai's Harpy lady slashed the hell out of one of Leia's scapegoats. Now this is what I call girl power. You're up against 6 Harpy ladies all enchanted with the power of my magic car, Mai taunted Leia, which made her grow furiously. I placed one car face down on the field. It was nice knowing ya, Mai announced as she placed her car face down on the field. I've got 6 Harpy ladies in one big magic circle, and we all agree you're in over your head, Leia. Lucky for you, it's your move, or I finish you off right now. So what's it gonna be? Mai continued, which was making Leia really nervous and furious at the same time. There's nothing Leia can do. Mai backed her into a corner and she's stuck there, Tristan growled. Tristan's got a point. If Leia doesn't do something quick, Mai's gonna win the duel, Yugi told Yami worriedly. That's true, and as long as the seal of Orichalcos is on the field, Mai has all sorts of advantages. It even seems as though there are certain magic and trap cards that only she's allowed to use, Yami replied observantly. Leia just growled and announced, Well, you asked for it. Look out! I summoned Black Luster Soldier in attack mode. Then Black Luster Soldier appeared on the field before Leia announced again, Now I sacrifice one scapegoat so my soldier can attack. Then one of Leah's scapegoats disappeared as Black Luster's soldier readied his sword and went straight towards one of Mai's harpy ladies to attack her. Mai just grinned and announced, "I reveal my face-down card, Harpy Lady's Peril Formation." Then the fire shielded all of Mai's 6 harpy ladies, and when Black Luster's soldier struck it with its sword, the sparrow was revealed. "What?" Leah exclaimed in disbelief. "My harpy ladies have all joined forces to repel your attack," Mai explained firmly, just before the sparrow struck Black Luster's soldier back. "Mai didn't have that card back in Battle City," Joe exclaimed in disbelief. "You're right," they agreed tensely. "It seems as though she's gone through more than a few changes since the last time we saw her, including a stronger deck." "It seems as though she's gone through more than a few changes since the last time we saw her, including a stronger deck," Yemi commented observantly. "Look, Mai, I don't know what kind of spell these guys put on you, but you gotta wake up. Otherwise, we're both gonna be in pretty big trouble," Mia pleaded to Mai desperately. "What spell? No one's controlling me. Those 2 ladies up there couldn't control my left pinky. I was sick of my life, so I chose to change it," Mai sneered, which made Leah and the others shocked. "No way!" Leah exclaimed in disbelief. "How could you?" Thea asked, stunned. Mai frowned and answered sadly, "You guys wouldn't understand. You've never been an outsider like me, all alone. Duel Monsters is all I have, and after the Battle City tournament, I set out to become the best. I dueled against champ after champ to improve my dueling skills. I needed to make a name for myself. Even though I won match after match, I didn't feel any stronger as a duelist. In fact, I felt worse, and I certainly wasn't making a name for myself. Not too long after that, the nightmare started. Every night it was the same dream. I was weak, and no one was there to help me. I was at the end of my rope, scared, lonely, pathetic, and my so-called friends were nowhere to be found." Then she felt the anger inside her and continued. "But then I met one of those ladies, and that was the smartest decision of my life. I stopped whining like a loser and started taking control. Now nothing can stop me." "I never knew you felt that way. Why didn't you tell us you were so unhappy? We could have helped you, Mai," Leah asked Mai, with a bit of sympathy in her voice. "Save it. I don't need your kind of help. All I need now is power, and I'm about to unleash all of it on you." Mai snapped back before she drew her card. "I play Harpy Lady Phoenix Formation. Since I have 6 harpies on the field, it lets me destroy up to 6 of your monsters." "Hold on, Leah's only got 3 left," Tristan exclaimed in disbelief. "That means once Mai's harpy ladies attack, Leah will be defenseless," they exclaimed, worried for her little sister. "That's not all. Mai's magic card will also subtract the sum of Leah's monster's attack points from her life points." Yami shook his head observantly. "Now, harpy ladies, unite and destroy every one of her monsters," Mai commanded her harpy ladies before they all combined into a phoenix. "Now, harpy ladies, unite and destroy every one of her monsters," Mai commanded her harpy ladies before they all combined into a phoenix. "Say goodbye to your 3 monsters, Leah," Mai announced thunderingly before her phoenix attacked Leah's 3 monsters. Leah winced in anger as her life points went down to 200. Someone's one attack away from losing their soul, and I don't think it's me, sweetheart. Any last request? My taunt, as Nia just glared at her furiously. Mine's 4,000 points. She hasn't even lost one. Nia's down to her last 200, not to mention the fact that she's out of monsters. My has 4,000 points. She hasn't even lost one. Leah's down to her last 200, not to mention the fact that she's out of monsters, Joe exclaimed in both anger and disbelief. If she doesn't think of something right now, she's gonna lose the duel, Thea cried before she turned to face Yami. Yuki, is there anything she can do? She must find a way to break the seal of Orikatos. The magic within that card has infused mine with a powerful force, and unless Leah stops it, the seal will consume her. Yami answered firmly. No, she can't. If she does that, then won't Mai lose her soul? Thea protested. There's gonna be a way for Leah to win this duel and save Mai. Yami thought to himself, trembling. All right, I'm officially out of ideas. Behind that black leather and nasty attitude is my friend. There's no way I'm gonna fight back and risk losing her again, because this will break Joey's heart even more than back in Battle City. Mia thought to herself as she trembled nervously. Then she looked at her door disc and continued. With 200 life points left, there's no way I can win. Then she suddenly smirked and thought of an idea. But if I give up my soul to save hers, maybe she'll see the light. I quit, Leah suddenly announced, which shocked Mai. Leah, no, don't do it, Yami protested, which got Leah's attention. Forfeiting it's not the answer. If you give up the duel, you're giving up on yourself and your friends. If you want to save Mai, then keep fighting, Yami told Leah passionately, before she slowly turned around to face him with a conflicted look on her face. You sure? Yes, because right now, Mai is driven by anger, jealousy, and hatred. So you need to remind her what dueling is truly about. Trust, conviction, and heart, Yami answered firmly, and Leah finally understood what he was saying and considered. He's right. I forgot what really matters. I forgot the heart of the cards, she whispered to herself softly, before she turned around to face Mai with determination. This duel is still on, Mai, and from now on, I'm giving it everything I got. Then she drew her card and announced, It's my move. Time to show you what true dueling is all about. Chapter 11. Leah Gardner vs. My Valentine, Part 2. Leah's got barely any life points left, and Mai's got 4,000, Thea cried in disbelief. The good news is, it's Leah's move now, so she's got one more chance to turn things around, Tristan observed leisurely. It's not like it really matters anyway, because no matter what happens, someone's gonna end up losing their soul. Thea shook her head as she felt a little tears forming her eyes. There's a way for Leah to end this duel without someone getting hurt, isn't there? Yuki asked Yami hopefully. Yes, but it won't be easy. The seal of Orichalcos is powerful. However, it does have limitations. We can only capture a soul when a duelist loses, and therein lies the secret to escaping its wrath, Yami answered firmly. Huh? I don't get it, Yugi asked confusedly. Let's hope Leah does. Leah looked at her cards intently as she thought to herself. All right, the odds are not in my favor to say the least, but it's not over until it's over. First, I gotta keep those harpies' claws off of my life points. Then I gotta destroy that magic circle. There must be a card in my deck that can help, but which one? If only I could wipe the seal of Orichalcos off the field, then it wouldn't be able to take anyone's soul. Then she realized which card might work. Hold on, I think I got it. This card might do the trick. I guess it's worth a shot. What have I got to lose? She then drew her card and announced, I summoned the Fiend Mega Cyber. But that has 6 stars. My sigh. That's right, but thanks to its special ability, I can summon it without making a sacrifice, as long as you have more monsters in play than I do, Leah replied firmly, before her Fiend Mega Cyber appeared on the field. Now, my Fiend, attack her harpy with Cyber Swipe, Leah commanded her monster, before it punched Mai's harpy, and she disappeared for good. Mai's life points went down to 46,000, and Leah smirked in satisfaction. All right, Leah's back in the game, baby, Joey cheered happily. Yeah, but if Leah wins the duel, then we'll lose Mai forever, Thea added with a worried look on her face, and it made Joey frown, since he knew that he didn't want to lose Mai again. I don't think Leah's trying to win, Yami suddenly spoke up, which got Thea's attention. I believe she has discovered the secret, Yami continued firmly. I'm confused. What secret are we talking about here? Thea asked confusedly. The secret to ending this duel without either of them losing, Yami answered, and Thea realized and understood what he meant. Leah suddenly placed her other card face down and announced, I'll play this face down. Your move, Mai. I was worried about you for a second there, Leah. I thought you've lost your touch. Please tell me this means you've accepted the fact that we're not friends? Because for the last time, the part of me that was dumb enough to like you is gone now. Your time's up. I win. As soon as I attack, your life points are gone. And of course, so is your soul. Mai taunted, and Leah just stood there, glaring at Mai nervously. Hey guys! Came Duke's voice all of a sudden, and the gang all turned to see that he and Marcella were outside the window. It's Duke and Marcella, Yami exclaimed, surprised to see the two siblings. Hey, you're right, they also exclaimed, before she, Tristan, and Joey all ran towards the two siblings. Hey guys, how do you two know we were here? Tristan greeted the siblings. It's a long story, Duke sighed, before he suddenly spotted the duel between Mai and Leah. Hey, are you guys dueling in there? Yes, but... Thea began, before Duke cut her off. Why? It's a longer story, so listen. We don't have time to stand here chit-chatting. We need your guys' help now, Thea urged. We're all trapped in this place, and you two gotta find a way to get us out, Joey chimed in. Just leave it to Marcella and I, Duke agreed, before he and Marcella began running. Hurry up, guys, Tristan called out to them. Just then, Marcella ran back to the gang and told them, Could you keep an eye on Bert and Ernie for us? Then she went back to following Duke, making the gang confused. Bert and Ernie? They all asked, before all of a sudden, Rex and Weevil showed up outside the window. So they're Bert and Ernie, Joe exclaimed as he started to agree with Marcella calling them Bert and Ernie. It's a regular party. What are you guys doing here? Tristan asked the guys. Rex started hesitantly before he and Weevil suddenly spotted Mai and Leah dueling each other. "Is that magic circle?" Weevil exclaimed fearfully. "Yeah, the same one we were trapped in," Rex agreed, as he remembered that he and Weevil were trapped in the Seal of Orichalcos. "I sacrificed my 2 harpies," Mai suddenly announced, before her 2 harpies disappeared and returned to her deck. "That allows me to summon Harpy's pet dragon," Mai added, before her pet dragon appeared on the field. "And thanks to the Seal of Orichalcos, it gets 500 more points. Plus, it gets another 300 points for every harpy I have on the field," Mai explained, as the pet dragon's points went up to 44,000. "Now it has 44,000 points," Yami exclaimed in disbelief. Mai just snickered, then she announced standingly, "It's been nice knowing ya, Leah. Now my harpy's pet dragon, attack her Fin Mega Cyber!" "Hold on, I reveal compensation mediation," Leah snapped back as her face-down card lifted up. "Now this trap card gets shuffled with 2 cards from your graveyard, and I have to draw 1. If I choose my own card, your attack gets blocked, so I have a 1 in 3 chance of making it past this round," Leah explained about her trap card firmly. "Oh no! What happens if Leah picks one of my 2 cards, Tristan?" Leah asked Tristan worriedly. "That means she loses the duel," Tristan replied tensely, which also made Joey tense as well. "Hey, time to pick 2 cards from your graveyard. Let's go!" Leah snapped at Mai impatiently, just before Mai drew her 2 cards. "I choose these." Then she and Leah moved towards each other as Leah said, "All right, now let's shuffle all 3 of them together." With that, Leah handed her card to Mai as she grinned. Mai took the card out of Leah's hand as she walked back to her side. "You sound pretty confident for someone who's about to lose." Leah just scoffed as she walked back to her side. "After all this time, you're still relying on luck to win your duels," Mai continued, before Leah turned around to face her with a confident grin on her face. "Not quite. It took skill to play the right card at the right time." With what Leah was saying, Mai placed her 2 cards face down. "But a little luck never hurt. Here we go, Mai. Now the moment of truth. I'm gonna choose the middle card," Leah continued. "Come on, let that be the one," Yami thought to himself tensely. "Show me the trap card," Leah dared, before the face-down card lifted up, and it appeared to be the trap card that Leah wanted. "That's it!" Leah exclaimed happily. Leah was ecstatic, and she happily cheered while jumping up and down from the floor. "Yay, bingo!" "I knew she could do it!" Both Joe and Tristan cheered together. "You go!" Leah cheered her little sister on. "Looks like your last attack didn't work, so I'm still in the game," Leah told Mai proudly. For now, maybe," Mai shrugged. "That's cool. At least Leah bought herself a little time," Leah smiled. "Yes, but it did come with a price, Thea," Yami replied to Thea firmly. "Impressive, but your little maneuver helped me out too," Mai said arrogantly, before she threw one of her cards back at Leah, who easily got it. "Yeah, I know. Now you get to put the 2 cards you picked at the top of your deck," she replied firmly. Mai just snickered and placed her card at the top of her deck. "Oh no! Now Mai can use those 2 cards again!" They exclaimed worriedly. "Harpy Lady Phoenix Formation and Harpy Sparrow Formation. Those are 2 of Mai's most powerful cards," Yami stated. You may have stopped my attack, but my turn is not over. Next, I'll move one of my harpy ladies to my rear defense, and then I'll place 2 cards face down and end my turn. My tante, as she moved her harpy lady to her rear defense and placed her card face down. I've got one more shot to do this, but I'm all out of ideas, Leah thought to herself tensely before she spoke out loud. This duel's not over yet, and it's my move, she announced before she thought to herself again more nervously. I just need the right card. Then she drew her card and announced firmly. I place 1 card face down, then I'll summon a monster face down. Last but not least, I'll switch my fiend to defense mode. Then her face down cards appeared on the field and her fiend was switched to defense mode. I have to say you seem pretty calm for someone about to lose their soul, that is, my tongue Leah coolly. Yeah, well, I've been involved in some pretty insane duels in my day, and I learned a really important lesson about this game. Keep fighting till the last point is gone. And last I checked, I still had a handful of life points left. So give me your best shot, Leah replied coolly. With pleasure. Now, I agreed before Leah's face down card lifted up. You've activated my trap. Drop off. So drop your card, Leah taunted, which only made my grin. I don't think so, 'cause I have a face down card too. Trap Jammer. It cancels out your trap card. So if you don't mind, I'd like to continue my move. Sorry, but I'm always one step ahead. Leah was both pissed and tense at the same time. Oh my god! But she shook it off and exchanged a confident grin. Oh well, moving on. Mai drew her card and said, this should be a fun way to end things, but not just yet. Mai's top card is either Phoenix or Sparrow formation, Yugi commented instantly. Go Harpy's pet dragon, attack her fiend now, I commanded her dragon before it attacked Leah's fiend for good. And next, Harpy Lady, attack her face down monster, I commanded Harpy Lady before she destroyed Leah's face down card, and it turned out that it wasn't a monster. Leah just smiled widely that her face down card wasn't a monster. Then she yelled out both excitedly and tauntingly at the same time. You just destroyed my fiber jar, and more importantly, activated this special ability, so we have to dump all our cards in one big pile. And then we each pick 5. I know how the card works. Not like it really matters now. My trap cancels it out. I shot back before her face down card lifted up and all the feathers came out of the card. What? What's going on? Leah demanded before she braced herself with the wincing look on her face. The power of my Harpy's Feather Storm is able to deactivate your monster's special ability, I explained tauntingly before all the feathers disappear. Oh no, it looks like Leah's fresh out of monsters again, Thea, Tristan exclaimed in disbelief. Hang in there, Thea reassured her little sister. Your life points are exposed, but lucky for you, I have to end my turn. Let's see what kind of desperate move you've got now. My tongue Leah, which made her really pissed. Desperate? She demanded before she drew her card. I placed one monster face down and that's all. Told you you were desperate, my sighed decently before she drew her card. Nice knowing ya, Han. She grinned as she knew that she chose the right card. Then she announced, It's all over for you, Leah. I activate my Harpy Lady Phoenix formation. And in case you're too stunned to figure this out, it means I win the duel. Then there came a blast from the Harpy Lady Phoenix formation, which made the others look away from the brightness. Leah just looked down sadly as the Phoenix charged straight towards her. "Goodbye," my murmured, while the others all looked on in shock. "This is it," Tristan cried. Both Yummy and Joey just clenched their teeth as they were feeling tense for Leah, but all of a sudden, nothing worked. "It didn't work?" Mai exclaimed in disbelief before a cat-like dual monster suddenly appeared and then disappeared. "No, what was that?" Mai cried, which only made Leah snicker. "That was my body, Neko Main King. He has 0 attack points, so I didn't lose any life points, which means you just wasted the best card. Oh well, pretty cool, huh?" With that, the Phoenix disappeared. And there's more. Neko Main King had a special ability. Since you destroyed it using a magic card, your turn automatically comes to an end, which puts me in the driver's seat. Mia continued tauntingly, which made Mai really shocked. "That was close," Thea commented, relieved. "I don't know how much more of this I can take," Tristan sighed. "Leah's got more lives than my cat," Rex sighed. "What's the deal? Is your strategy to drag this out forever so I forfeit from boredom?" Mai demanded. "Why don't you just worry about your own strategy and let me worry about mine?" Leah taunted, which pissed Mai off. "The fact is, Mai's got a point. I'm just putting things off for as long as I can until I figure a way out of this mess, and quitting's not an option. That's exactly what those biker guys want me to do, but I gotta save Mai and find out what the group squad up there is really after. But it's gonna take some kind of miracle," Leah thought with a sigh before she looked down at her door disc. "I know there's something in my deck that can help me, but what is it? Come on, Heart of the Cards, show me some love." Then her deck began glowing, which surprised her. "What's up with my deck?" Just then, Yummy and Joey's decks were glowing as well, which surprised them both, and Yummy pulled out his dragon card to look at it. "The Eye of Timaeus, it's glowing!" Yummy exclaimed, as his, Joey's, and Leah's dual disc kept glowing, and it brought the 3 of them to the same place where Leah got her Tail of Kronos, and Yummy got his Eye of Timaeus. "The Eye of Timaeus, it's glowing!" Yummy exclaimed, as his, Joey's, and Leah's dual disc kept glowing, and it brought the 3 of them to the same place where Leah got her Tail of Kronos and Yummy got his Eye of Timaeus. "Hey, where are we? And, wasn't Leah just in the middle of a duel?" Joey asked confusedly. "I've been to this place before," Yummy replied as he looked around. "So have I," Leah chimed in as she also looked around. "It's the dominion of the beast," Yummy added, before Joey suddenly spotted a sword stuck on the ice. "Whoa, that's one big ice sculpture," Joey exclaimed in disbelief. "It's a dragon, frozen in time," Yummy replied firmly, and Leah nodded in agreement. "Say what?" Joey asked confusedly. "And I have a feeling it's chosen you. If my theory is correct, then you must remove that sword," Yummy continued, which made Joey more confused. "Then what?" Then the ancient dragon will awaken," Leah answered Joey's question, before Joey turned around to face the sword with a sigh. Here goes nothing." He slowly touched the sword, and when he did, he could suddenly feel the dragon's aura, which made him back away, and Dark Magician Girl's voice Talk to him. You're the one. That's weird. I could have sworn that I heard someone talking to me through that sword. That's weird. I could have sworn that I heard someone talking to me through that sword, Joey remarked, obviously puzzled. Before he placed his other hand on the sword handle, then he began taking the sword out of the ice. He struggled for a bit until he finally took the sword out, and there appeared to be a light flashing. Looks like it worked. Now I got one more question, Yug. Is this thing friendly? Joey asked Yami, a bit scared, just before his cloud of hermos finally appeared. After that, the trio all went back to the real world. Joey was surprised and asked himself, was that a dream? Then he glanced at Yami, who was looking at him seriously, and Leah, who seemed to be thinking about whether she should use her dragon card or not. Now Joey's got one of those dragons in his deck too, Yami thought. Should I maybe use my dragon card so I can end this already? Mia thought as she bit her lip. Make your move, I have a duel to win, Mai suddenly shouted out to Leah impatiently. Well, this is it. If I don't draw something good now, I'm as good as gone, Leah thought with a sigh before she slowly drew her card. The card that Leah drew turned out to be her Tale of Kronos card. No way! It's Tale of Kronos! She exclaimed, shocked to see that her prayers had been answered. Did Leah draw something good or not? Because this is her last shot, Tristan inquired before Taya nodded. Awesome! Leah must have just drawn the dragon that she needed when Joey released his, Yuki exclaimed happily. That's right. Its power is now hers, Yami agreed with a grin. Leah looked at her dragon card for a moment and said, Kronos, you're on. Then she held up her card and announced to Mai tauntingly, You're about to meet my new friend I made 3 days ago, Kronos. Chapter 12. Leah Gardner vs. Mai Valentine, Part 3. Leah kept holding up her dragon card and announced stunningly, How about a warm welcome to Kronos? Mai was shocked at the sight of Leah's dragon card. Leah's gonna use that? They exclaimed in disbelief. I believe she is, Tristan replied firmly. That's right. Just as I was given the Eye of Timaeus and Leah was given the Tail of Kronos, Joey was chosen to wield the Claw of Hermos, which made Leah think that she should use her Tail of Kronos card by now. Yami told the pair firmly, and Joey nodded in agreement. Check this out, Mai. I found the secret to ending this duel and saving us both, and it all starts with this. So first, I'll bring back Fiend Mega Cyber, Leah announced suddenly, before her Fiend Mega Cyber returned to the field. Big deal. To refresh your memory, my Harpy's pet dragon disintegrated your Punny Fiend once, and she'll do it again without even flinching. Mai sneered. Relax. Did I say I was done? Leah scoffed before she drew her card. Next, I plan to reacquaint you with Time Wizard. Then Time Wizard appeared on the field before she drew her dragon card. And now here's Kronos. Hold on to your hairdo. Then Tale of Kronos finally appeared on the field. Next, I'm gonna combine my Kronos and my Time Wizard together, Leah announced, before her Kronos and Time Wizard began combining together. This is gonna be huge. I can feel it, Leah thought, as she stared at her two monsters combining together intently. The others all looked on in fascination, while Yami just watched with his arms folded as he knew that Leah was getting the hang of it. But then, something wasn't right, because the time wizard and Kronos turned into a crooked hammer with wings. Leah just sighed in desperation. "Oh man!" Valen just laughed in amusement. "Whoa, good one! I'm really shaking in my boots. I haven't seen a dual monster that's scarier in a long time. Run! It's a crooked hammer with wings!" "Oh man, what was Leah thinking playing that?" Tristan sighed as he face palmed. "Can't she change that hammer thinking back into a dragon?" Leah asked Yami. "There's no need to," Yami replied firmly, before his normal self nodded in agreement. "First impressions can be deceiving." Leah just stood there embarrassed for a moment, until she suddenly spoke up confidently. "First impressions can be deceiving." Leah just stood there embarrassed for a moment, until she suddenly spoke up confidently. "Who cares what it looks like? I'm gonna trust my deck and use my new weapon. Now, my Fin Mega Cyber, pick up that hammer." Then Fin Mega Cyber picked up the hammer, before Leah announced stunningly, "All right, time to flatten your monsters." Then Fin Mega Cyber began reading the hammer, while the others were tense, and Yami just looked on in determination. "Activate Harpy Lady's battle formation," Mai suddenly announced, before her Harpy Lady's battle formation appeared on the field. "Your fiend and his narrow hammer are history," Mai taunted. "Don't be so sure. That little hammer has all the power of my dragon and my time wizard." Leah shot back, before her fiend hammered the floor, and there came 6 lights coming from the hole, and the lights landed on each of my master's forehead, and the lights all turned into numbers. "What's with all the numbers, Thea? Any ideas what's going on?" Tristan asked confusedly. Sorry, Tristan. I'm the wrong person to ask," Thea shrugged, which only made Valen laugh. "Thanks for the counting lesson, mate. Can you do me a favor with your next attack and teach me the alphabet? Get it? The alphabet!" "Do something!" Leah shouted to her monster impatiently, before she suddenly sighed. "Fine, I end my turn." "Are you still trying to lose on purpose? You're no fun at all. I'm here to prove I'm the better duelist than you're quitting." I sighed, which made Leah pissed. "You're wrong. Listen," she began, before Mike cut her off. "I've heard enough out of you. Let's move on. All I want to do right now is get you out of my sight. It all ends here. Look out!" After Mai drew her card, all of her monsters were being sucked into the hole. "What's going on? My harpies!" she exclaimed, as all of her monsters were sucked completely into the hole. "Oh no! What did you do to them?" Mai demanded. "I'm as confused as you are," Leah replied, as she blinked in confusion. "All of Mai's monsters disappeared at once!" they exclaimed, astonished. "I see that, but how?" Tristan asked, a bit lost. "Must have been something Leah did," Joey suggested. "I guess Leah's hammer was able to destroy all of Mai's monsters somehow, right?" Yugi inquired. "I'm not so sure. Take a closer look at the field. The hole Leah created is still there, which could mean that Mai's monsters are gone for good. They may return," Yami replied firmly. "If you wanna lose this duel, then fine, be my guest. I place one card face down. Now make your move." Mai snapped at Leah impatiently, as her face down card appeared on the field. Look, I don't want to lose. In fact, I don't want either of us to lose, which is why there's something I gotta do. Now, Fiend Mega Cyber, attack her life points directly. Nia commanded her Fiend before he sent his power straight towards Mai, who braced herself as the Fiend's power made her fly back, and it caused her to land on her back as her life points went down to 14,000. She'll forgive me someday, Nia thought to herself nervously. Mai then suddenly stood up to her feet and faced Nia firmly. I'll also put one card face down and end my turn, Nia announced firmly as she placed her card face down. I have to make sure our life points hit 0 at the same time, then we'll both be saved, Nia thought to herself intently before she suddenly saw Mai trembling in fear. You okay, Mai? She called out to her. I can't lose. I can't go back there. I can't lose. I gave up everything just to be a winner. Now I'll never lose, Mai answered with a snarl. Hey, Mai? Nia began before Mai cut her off angrily. Oh, save it! Mai, move! She snapped back before her pet dragon returned to the field, which made her and everyone slightly confused. One of my monsters just came back, Joe exclaimed in disbelief. How'd she do that? They inquired. Yami suddenly gasped in shock. Hold on, it's those numbers. Nia's hammer was created from Time Wizard, so I have a feeling it didn't destroy Mai's monsters at all, but rather send them into the future. Of course! Now why didn't I think of that? Each one was transported forward in time by a different number of turns. That's why all those numbers showed up when Leah attacked with her hammer. Each number must have represented a future turn in the duel, which means Mai's monsters won't show up until that turn starts. Fortunately for Leah, Harpy's pet dragon had the number 1 above it, so it showed up first. And what's worse, it's Mai's turn to attack now. Yugi observed while Leah was left staring at the pet dragon intently. Here's a tip, Leah. Next time you play a card, know how it works. Then again, there's not gonna be a next time for you, pretty girl. Harpy's pet dragon, destroy her fiend now! Might on Leah coolly before her pet dragon went to attack Leah's fiend. Reveal face down card, my skull dies, Leah announced as her face down card lifted up and her skull dice appeared on the field. Your dragon's about to lose some attack points. We'll find out how many once I roll the dice, Leah snapped clearly, which made Mai tense by now. Gold skull dice, Leah commanded her skull dice before he threw the dice on the floor, and there appeared to be 2. A 2. That means your Harpy's pet dragon loses half of its attack points now, Leah cheered tauntingly, before Harpy's pet dragon's attack points went down to 12,050. Then Fiend Mega Cyber punched Harpy's pet dragon, and he was finally destroyed and disappeared. Oh no! Mai cried as her life points went down to 450. We're almost even, Mia taunted proudly, which made Mai shake her head fearfully. I have to win. Mai, you okay? Mia asked Mai, concerned for her. Mai, you okay? Mia asked Mai, concerned for her. Can't lose. Won't go back there. Have to win, Mai managed, as she looked like she was losing her strength. Just then, Vanna jumped out of the balcony and announced, with this fragment of the orichalco stone, I unlocked the seal. Then the seal was unlocked, and it caused Leah to fly back, and as soon as she landed on the floor, she appeared to be passed out. Leah, are you alright? Leah! Yami called out to Leah worriedly. Oh man, Tristan breathed. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Thea asked, confused on why Valen unlocked the seal of orichalcos. Valen appeared to be holding Mai in his arms as his eyes were shut tight so he could try his best to hold in his tears. Just then, Valen jumped out of the balcony and announced, "With this fragment of the orichalco stone, I unlocked the seal." Then the seal was unlocked, and it caused Leah to fly back, and as soon as she landed on the floor, she appeared to be passed out. "Leah, are you alright? Leah!" Yami called out to Leah worriedly. "Oh man," Tristan breathed. "Why did he do that?" Thea asked, confused on why Valen unlocked the seal of orichalcos. Valen appeared to be holding Mai in his arms as his eyes were shut tight so he could try his best to hold in his tears. "What were you thinking, Valen? You betrayed Master Darts and risked your own soul, and you mean to tell me you did all that just so you could save some girl, Valen?" Raphael scolded Valen. "She's not just some girl," Valen snapped back. "Would you listen to yourself?" Raphael rolled his eyes before he stood up to his feet to face Yami. "I'll make up for this by taking your soul, Pharaoh. The power around my neck puts your puzzle to shame," Raphael told Yami firmly, before he removed his orichalco stone necklace out of his neck and held it up just as the stone began lightning. Raphael told Yami firmly, before he removed his orichalco stone necklace out of his neck and held it up just as the stone began lightning. Yami and the others all winced as they looked away from the light. All of a sudden, the light stopped shining and the gates began opening. "Hey, look, we're not locked in anymore," Tristan exclaimed happily. But where did those creeps go?" Thea asked confusedly, as she noticed that Valen and Raphael were gone. Yami gasped as he saw that Leah was still lying unconscious. "Leah! You okay?" Both Tristan and Joey asked Leah, as they and Thea all ran over to her. "Leah!" Thea exclaimed worriedly. Just as soon as she and the guys reached her, Thea knelt down in front of her and held her in her arms. She slowly tried to shake her awake. "Don't give up on us now," Tristan pleaded, just before Leah slowly opened her eyes. "Leah!" Thea exclaimed, relieved to see that her little sister was all right. After Leah finally opened her eyes all the way, she gasped and saw that Mai was not around anymore. "Where's Mai? Did those punks take her?" "Guess so," Thea answered sadly. "Yeah, she's gone," Tristan sighed, which shocked both Joey and Leah. "Oh no, I was so close," Leah whispered to herself before she glanced at Joey and saw that he was heartbroken. Then she felt the little tears forming her eyes and began taking the blame on herself. I'll be finishing for today, my little viewers, but don't you guys worry. The next part will be coming to you pretty soon. If you guys enjoyed this, subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notifications. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye for now, guys.